Hi and welcome to the Remax Central Property Talk with David and Cameron. This week, Cam, we want to talk about the disclosure document. Those of you who may be looking to buy a property, can you explain what the disclosure document is?
Well, Dave, the disclosure document is an additional form that's been added to the real estate world from really about 2009-2010. And effectively what it does, it's the seller's disclosure on the physical state of the property. Now, in most contracts we talk about the footstewards clause, and the footstewards clause means as is. So the seller signing a disclosure document is basically him or her saying, this is as how I see the property to stand. So that the roof is in good condition, there are no leaks, that all the plumbing works, the electrics work, that the pool is in good condition, etc, etc. So it's definitely not a warranty, it's just merely a disclosure on the current state of the property as and when the seller puts that property on the market.
Okay. Why was it brought in? Can you just give us a little bit of background behind it?
Fair enough. In 2008, a law was passed, and it's the Consumer Protection Act. Now, effectively what that means is that the consumer buying a product is protected in terms of that product that they are buying. Now, in residential sales, and specifically on second-hand residential sales, that CPA does not come into effect because a person is selling a second-hand property and they're selling it not in the ordinary course of their business. In other words, most of our people that are selling property, they don't make money out of buying or trading in property. They live in a house, they sell the house, and they move on to the next one. So the disclosure form basically came in just to make sure that the buyer understood what it was that they were buying, but also from the estate agent's point of view, and this is very important, that the estate agent wasn't overstating the condition of the property. So there was a little bit of protection for the estate agent to say this is exactly how the house is in terms of the data as to when we sell it.
Okay. A question then for you, if I'm an investor and I'm actually been renting out that property, what should I do? Should I be filling in a disclosure? Because I might not have lived in or touched that property for 2 or 3 years. Okay, so
if I understand you right, it's someone who's never lived in the property. So an investor maybe has had 2 or 3 other homes, and they rent them out as part of their portfolio. Well, someone who's never lived in the property can't really then give a disclosure on it because they actually don't know the wear and tear on that particular property. They honestly don't know probably any more than you or I would. So effectively there wouldn't be a disclosure, and it's a really good idea then that the estate agent, when they are signed it off at a purchase, they actually put in the conditions that the seller has never lived in the property and is therefore not in a position to do a disclosure, and the buyer hasn't been given adequate time to do a full inspection of the property before acceptance of that particular offer.
Okay, and final question, does the disclosure actually have to be part of a contract, or is it totally separate, and is it needed for a property transaction?
It's not a legal document, and I think that's really, really important. In fact, there are some agencies that don't use the disclosure. We like to use it because we believe it's just better to put your best foot forward. But in order to get the sale to go through and register, the property to register, there is no requirement to have a disclosure attached to it. It's just what we believe is a best practice. And if you're buying a house, one of the first things that you should be asking is, does this home come with a disclosure from the seller as to the condition and its state?
Brilliant. Cool. Thank you very much, Cameron.
Thanks, Dave.
Any other questions, either in the comments below or email us. Thanks very much. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.